October 23rd. What have you got for us? Okay, bit of a small day. Thankfully, we have had a lot going on. So this one is, look, really it's about that 9:55 p.m. aspect, but we will get there, okay? So 12:25 a.m., the moon is making sextile aspect with Venus. So this is going to be about your relationships. The moon in Scorpio means that we are probably needing to look at some truth, that we might be in a bit of a spicy energy place, that we might be in a bit of the feelings kind of a space, that we might be feeling a bit of guilt, a bit of shame, or we might have some stuff coming up in those areas, right? So 10 degrees is the Capricorn degree. So this is really where our emotions and our relationships are looking for steadiness, right? Are looking for stability or needing protection. We need to have a protective energy here. We need to understand that Libra balance, right? We're balancing things in our life. And so this is the balance between, of course, Scorpio, Libra, between the moon, our feelings, and Venus, our relationships. So we need to be thinking about, am I speaking up when I need to? Am I having my feelings heard? Am I comfortable to do that? Am I in relationships where people make me feel comfortable to do that? Okay. Now, this is a bit of an annoying aspect, okay? You need to be open-minded. So there's potentially something that's been coming up that you need to talk about, but you've like got your mind closed off because of things that have happened in the past and you don't want to be talking about it. But this is really what this energy kind of wants, right? And then we get that next aspect at 1:26 a.m. Now that aspect is very annoying. That can bring up a lot of anxiety. So thankfully, where we are in Melbourne, we'll hopefully be asleep, because this is going to be where you've been made to feel shame about a relationship, or in a relationship, I should say. But shame is just about being authentic, about being who the fuck you are, right? Then Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces now in its retrograde. So this brings a bit of a crisis moment, okay? So just be aware of that, right? That right before you walk into work, if you start at 9 a.m., you might feel like you are in a bit of a crisis moment. So Neptune retrograding at 29 degrees of Pisces, we were at 29 degrees of Pisces forward motion for the first 3 months of this year. So this could be coming up, bringing up a lot of stuff from that period of time, okay? So we could be really looking at like where have I impacted, or has something else impacted my stability within myself, my trust for myself, my trust for others, because of all of this stuff that's coming up. Now, this aspect, right, it's going to need you to make a decision about something, right? It needs you to make a decision about something. And so both of these aspects are really like 1:26 a.m. and 8:55 a.m., right? They are both wanting a decision to be made from you, right? The first one with Saturn wants you to make a decision to find stability in your own weird self and your own weird truth and fuck everybody else. And the 8:55 a.m. aspect wants you to really find stability and like not go into a fucking crisis every time someone, or should we say, every time you think someone is perceiving you in a way that you should feel guilt or shame about. This aspect is truly about, where are you still holding on to an old belief system that makes you feel like you're the weird one, that makes you feel like you're the strange one? Like, why have you not yet learned the lesson from the universe, right? Is this kind of thing. So there is some kind of compulsive or obsessive behavior that you were probably stuck in, at least for the first 3 months of this year, that was related back to the way that growing up made you feel about your taboo stuff, right? About your mystical stuff, about your shame stuff, right? Scorpio ruling the reproductive system. So we are talking about all things reproductive system. And then we get this moon trining the node. And I love this, okay? Because this is happening at 17 degrees, which is the Leo degree. So 2:14 p.m., the Leo degree, the moon in Scorpio, and probably got a little, we've hopefully made the decisions that those aspects wanted us to make. And now we're feeling a little bit more confident, right? 17 degrees, the Leo degree. So this is an energy that really wants you to put something out into the world, right? Something creative. And whether that's just your words, whether that's a project, whether that's an idea, this is great energy for that, okay? Now at 2:26 p.m., we do have this compromise energy. So again, I do feel like this is the day to put a creative project out, right? To have a conversation with someone about a creative project, okay? Now, that quincunx, that is also now, this is going to be a crisis moment, right? That needs this compromise. And that's because this Libra moon, right? And this is this Libra sun, right? Which we are, it gets out of there, right? The sun moves to Scorpio at 2:50 p.m. So just after this. So this is the last aspect that the sun in Libra is making, okay? And it is asking for an adjustment, a compromise. It's asking you to feel where the tension is and maybe not be able to get to a solution straight away, right? Feel it. You might not be able to fix it. You might not be able to understand it just yet, but this is a feel it kind of tension, right? So be aware of that. And the sun in Libra means that we are kind of having this sun really shining on things like balance, cause and effect, relationship dynamics, potentially because we are moving close to Scorpio season, a little bit of vindictive kind of vengeance vibes, okay? So just depending on where Libra sits in your chart, really, what house it's in, what aspects it's making, okay? So then again, that crisis of Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces, and we're sort of saying, hey, you need to fucking let this go, right? Now, Neptune was in Pisces for 15 years. So this is some really deep programming when it comes to relationships that we are getting rid of. Now, Neptune in Pisces, that is the final zodiac lesson for Neptune of a cycle, which is 160 years. So not only is it 15 years, but it is also 160 years, which makes it generational feelings, traumas, emotional programs, delusions, things that we have told ourselves is true. Okay, based on how we grew up, how our mums grew up, right? 160 years, that's a lot of generations. So then at 5:49 p.m., we get this aspect, and Pluto just goes, let the fucking thing go. Like, let it go, right? Like, put it into some kind of order if you want to, like, arrange it if you want to. But as much as you want to do that, right? The truth, the hidden truth, the things that you just trust, right? Moon in Scorpio, 19 degrees, the Libra degree, about relationships and how you relate to other people. Those things, okay, you need to get them in order. You need to understand them because there are all of these parts of you, Pluto in Aquarius, that you are not taking power from. There are all of these authentic qualities about you that you are not drawing on for power, and instead you are fearing them, and in that fear you are not showing up in the relationship properly, and therefore we lead to this distrustful bullshit going on, right? And then 9:55 p.m. the moon conjuncts Mars at 21 degrees. I love this. Okay, so if you are a Scorpio, or you have a Scorpio Mars, or maybe even a Scorpio North Node, or Scorpio in the 10th, or Scorpio in the 1st. Okay. This energy collectively, but if you have those placements, it's a little bit more hectic, right? This energy, 21 degrees is the Sagittarius degree, which is a truth seeking energy, which is a wisdom energy, which is a going on an adventure energy. So this is the moon, your emotions in Scorpio, right? We're getting deep and emotional. We're feeling all of the feelings, right? Scorpio feels everything very deeply. And Mars, the masculine energy, our drive, our sexual energy, how we move forward, right? Our anger, our rage in Scorpio as well. And they are conjunct. And that means that they are trying to merge together. They are trying to merge forces. Scorpio is trying to absorb both your feelings and your motivation, both your non-negotiable emotional needs and desires and your rage and sexual energy. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Which is, this one is for us, 9:55 p.m., October 23rd. This one is for us because the sun will also be in Scorpio, and Mercury will still be in Scorpio, and Lilith is in Scorpio. So this is very much about accessing your creative, feminine, emotional, dark feminine, if you will, right? This is truly about finding a way to bring out the depth and the heaviness of emotions through creativity, through sexual energy, through taking action on those feelings. And if you have been watching any of my other videos, these are the sort of aspects that will have truth be found, right? Because Sagittarius is the truth seeker. And not only will we have the sun and the moon and Mars and Mercury, boom, boom, all in Scorpio. This one is happening at a Sagittarius degree, and they will find the truth. They usually do. So if you want me to help you out with where any of these energies are showing up in your chart, especially your Scorpio Sag for the next couple of months, come and book a reading. Otherwise, we can do a little tarot if you'd rather get a little bit more magical. Okay, stay weird.